in this game. And right now your shots are really accurate, but your fighting style is lacking. I see the shots you hit, and I know you can combine it with some movement, and we would absolutely cook these fools. I'm your Coach Key, and a few days ago, I coached a plat who didn't let their mechanics shine. If you ever wondered why you don't perform how you do in deathmatches and autopilot fights, this video is for you. And stick around to the end to see the custom training routines to solve this. That guy's AFK farming deathmatches. So the first things I want to talk about here is I want to see a bit more movement. So there's one fight in particular. Perfect. This is it. Yeah. So this is a really important change when a player comes onto your screen, right? There's two types of players. The first player follows a simple philosophy. C equals shoot. The second player follows a pretty similar philosophy, but there's one change. C equals adjust then shoot. Okay, very similar players, but one player just adjusts before they shoot. Now, let me ask you something. When a player is flying across the screen, do we want to adjust and shoot or C equals shoot?
Probably adjust and shoot, I would imagine.
When your crosshair is near a player, they're right here, and you have to make a small adjustment to the side. It's really helpful to know how to do your movement and then match your crosshair. That's part of that, right? This is you adjusting for the target and then shooting.
Okay.
No adjustment here. It's just a really hard shot. You know, even if this was an aim labs task, which there is a lot of these where there's like a dot that just goes this direction, right? You try to hit this target when it's like here, 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 like multiple spots throughout it, it's really hard. But if you just hold this spot, wait for it to come in your crosshair, it's way different.
So like if I'm like to hold like an angle like that, like do I like I should like try to hold it like wide generally?
Oh, okay, yeah, really good question. And the answer is yes. So this is also a crosshair placement situation where the stage comes around the corner. Yeah. So you hold the wide against what type of player?
A wide swinger?
Yep, perfect. So we're holding very tightly here for a player that we hear running around this corner. Or we hear sprinting. She's Usain Bolt in this corner. So we should hold a little bit wider here. And this is why also she flies across your screen. That's been your major thing. We want to become more like player 2. We want to become the player that sees, adjusts, and shoots. And this involves your movement. This involves your aim. And this kind of
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can see it take you a little bit more time here.
Yeah.
You had a reset moment. Reset moments don't happen when you spray, which is kind of something that we have a tendency to do as well. Alright, so this player comes, we're instantly spraying. What I see higher rated players do, and what I'd like to see you do, is this player comes across here, he crouch sprays us, and we just do a slight adjustment to the side and shoot him in the head, just like we practice in the range. This same practice that you're already familiar with.
Okay. I know like for a deathmatch, like it doesn't matter, but once I'm already tagged, like I feel like I gotta spray them.
Yeah,
like,
you do have to.
Hit.
Once you do get it, you have to, yeah.
It's like hard to like think when I play the game, like opposed to just like flow.
Yeah, good question. Oh my gosh.
You know
this is going to be covered in the next sub seminar about why DMs don't translate to competitive, and it's for that exact reason. And let's start off with, what are you thinking about as you're playing this deathmatch right now? What's going through your head?
I'm almost the MVP. I could win.
Exactly. So how could you possibly be thinking about, am I taking fights appropriately? Am I crouch spraying? Am I spraying too much? How's my crosshair placement looking? How can I best approach this fight that I'm running into, right? How can you think about that stuff? When you're like, oh, I'm 12 kills, almost 14. I gotta get 3 more. I gotta get 3 more, and then I'll be above the stage, and then I can win, right?
Yeah.
So there's an important thing here, is that your conscious space is limited.
Okay.
There's only so much you can focus on as you play the game. Your subconscious space is what you're talking about. That's like very close to flow state. This is subconscious. And there's only so much you can subconsciously do as a player. So a good way to think about this is consciously, we are an ascendant player.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, we're plat.
Okay.
And whichever one you let take over or whichever one you put your focus into the game is what rank you're going to be. So right now we're like plat. Because our subconscious is doing all the work right now because we're focused on MVP in this game. Right? That's where our thoughts, our trails are kind of going. We want to get more kills. We're not thinking about how do we get more kills, how do we better approach this fight, how do we practice our approaches to fight. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And for me, when I do play deathmatch, I try to like one of the things I do try to think about sometimes in the game is like, how am I peaking? Like, how am I like I hold A and then D quickly when I think they might be there. Like you know what I mean? Like slowly around each corner. I don't really do it that much. Like sometimes I'll just be on B and I'll just like be on B and look like, yeah, I guess I'm defending it. Like,
yeah, I like that. I think visualization can be helpful, especially if you're having trouble in like certain maps. You can kind of visualize, okay, where can I position here? Oh, should I hear a guy from here? How can I use my surroundings? Or if there was a guy here, where could I go? Yeah, I think that's helpful. That's helpful. So our two main points right now are going to be, one, putting more intention into our DMs. So right now our subconscious is playing the game and we're not. And then two, some more like patience,
like that
movement training. Yeah, nice. And part of the patience is you actually get these kills very easily. Like, look how easily you mow down these kids.
Yeah. And then also for like that stage right there, like it was more like I hit her, like just spray her, like she can't move.
Yes.
Not spray, but like 4 body shots will kill him like really fast. Like fast. I feel like 4 body shots can kill faster there than I can readjust for a headshot. But it's not 4, it's 3.
Your like ability to get kills is actually stronger than your fighting style right now. Like your fighting style is not enough for you, basically. Like you're getting kills really quickly. A lot of these players you kill very early on, like the first, second, third bullet, but we tend to shoot like 5 or 6. Again, not a big deal in these fights, but my main concern is it's just bad practice and it's your approach to fights. So if you take a lot of fights this way, you're missing out on the potential of like the 2-burst side to side that I try to put on the players so often, because it's really just having some movement in your fights and having really accurate shots. That is like our #1 goal as players in this game. And right now your shots are really accurate, but your fighting style is lacking. Like you see how quickly you mow down these players.
Yeah.
It's always a spray. Or not always, but most of the time it's a spray. You spray this jet, you spray this neon. I'm like, I see the shots you hit. I know you can do this in bursts. And I know you can combine it with some movement, and we would absolutely cook these fools.
Yeah, I agree, but just like when I'm like in game, like I don't know, like when I'm like fighting people, like I just like can't like think. Like I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. So I didn't talk about it, but a really important thing to consider is how do you get this ascendant player to start to bleed into the plat player?
The more time I play as the ascendant player, like the more it would probably bleed into it.
Yep, perfect. Yep, perfect. So this is why putting that intention to your deathmatches is so important. That's why we're here today. The more you practice, not even just in deathmatch, but even like the range stuff you said you've been doing, the more you practice that, the more this stuff will just be in your subconscious. And so we have to take our new conscious into our subconscious. That just comes with practice, right? Subconscious just comes with practice. Yeah, the best advice here, 1 deathmatch a day, just do this. 1 deathmatch a day, only focus on this. That's all we need. It's okay to have like lazy DMs where you're just kind of fighting, doing whatever, but it's really important to have the ones where you're not. And you're putting a lot of, again, attention into them. Nice. This was actually really good.
That was cooking,
really,
right?
Yes.
Dude, I told you I was feeling it.
You can tell. Free aim too.
That's what I would try. Like that Sova kill is exactly what I try to do in my DMs. Like,
yeah, good.
Just peek it and like try not to get shot in the back. Or like even there, like how I'm like going angle to angle. Even that. There was a little strike in there. This was
More time.
Tuesday.
You need more time. This is sequel shoot. So I see this Reyna. I see her straight up not looking at me, focus on somewhere else. This player just came onto my screen. Let's put this in 0.25 speed and see how long it takes you to shoot her. We didn't even get like a millisecond in. C equals shoot. That's the type of player we are. So let's start with that training routine you liked. Let's give you 1 DM a day. You like the sheriff.
Hey, there you go.
So one deathmatch with a sheriff, call out each agent before you shoot them. Very similar to this.
Oh, like say it in my head?
Yep.
Or
So you
out loud?
have to say the agent before you shoot them. So that Reyna comes on my screen, I have to say Reyna. Fuck, maybe I even say like their position too. Reyna A link or elbow, and then you shoot.
No
Yeah.
Reyna right there.
Yeah, no Reyna right there. Reyna on Lotus.